What's going on, everybody? Brett here, and we're back with some Kingdom Rush Frontiers. Alright, it's the day after Christmas for me. So, for those of you who are watching maybe this series and none of the others, I will say to you guys, hope you had good holidays, Merry Christmas, and I'm glad to be back playing some Kingdom Rush. So today I wanted to take on the Desecrated Grove, and I wanted to try out, mostly for you guys, Bonehart. Never laugh at undead dragons is what he said. Okay. We're going to try out Bonehart. I think that's pretty thematic. We're going to essentially a graveyard. So he might be a pretty cool choice. Big HP pool. He has no armor to speak of. He's very similar to Ashbite in the way that he flies above the battlefield. And he does magic damage as opposed to like this physical kind of fiery damage. I don't know. I don't know what the difference is between this and this. That's interesting. But anyway, he's pretty slow. Let's take a look at his abilities. Rain 6 spines over a wide area, dealing 24 damage each. We'll take one of those. Bonehart summons a bone golem to aid him in battle for 20 seconds. We'll take that for sure. Unleashes 6 plague carriers that infect and deal up to 60 damage to enemies in a path. Let's try that. Bonehart explodes into the ground, dealing 50 damage and infecting enemies caught in the blast. Cool. Unstable disease. Infected enemies die with an explosion that infects and deals 30 damage to nearby enemies. So I'm sensing a bit of a pattern here. I'm really curious about this bone golem, so I may just lean into that pretty hard. These work really well together. These are all about like infecting. So I think if we're going to take one, we need to take both. And let's see if that works out pretty well for us. Let's go ahead and jump into the Desecrated Grove. And I'm going to read the campaign blurb for you. It says, "We freed Bonesburg and chased these nefarious beings to an eerie forest. Can you feel the malice radiating from it? Twisted, gnarled trees house dark altars, stages for forbidden rites. Dark horrors prowl the shadows. Battle is upon us. To battle." Incurable.
Never laugh at undead dragons.
Alright. So, okay. We have 2 lanes that we need to defend. Oh, sweet. That's the bone golem. Wishbone. That's funny. You ever watch that show with the little dog? I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Okay. This looks like a good spot for this. Wow, does he just keep summoning them? They only last 30 seconds, so this one's going to disappear any second now. This is like the best warp position ever created. And this is also a pretty dang good one. I think we're going to take... Wow, 3 on the battlefield at once. Interesting. Okay. I think that's worth knowing, how many he can field at a time.
For honor and glory, for the king.
Something like that, perhaps.
Might and magic.
And maybe an arcane or archmage tower. This is, yeah. And perhaps we can look to get a crossbow fort as soon as possible. So none of these enemies should be able to hurt him. So these enemies are infected, they take damage. The dragons are not good at damaging enemies like directly below them. Lots of zombies. Cool. That was his little like nuke explosion. He sent that the wrong way, which kind of sucks. So I guess he needs to be facing the correct way for that to work. And we're going to upgrade, even though this position is obviously ridiculous, we're going to upgrade this one because it does kind of guard both lanes. And I think we'll prioritize that, honestly, over the crossbow fort. But yeah, he's like soloing this lane right now with a little help from our reinforcements' ranged attacks. This like AoE bone thing would be pretty strong fully upgraded, I feel. But I really want to try the infection route. And it seems to do a lot of damage. And he seems to cast it pretty often. So let's check out the golems, who are fully upgraded. They do decent damage. They have no armor. But they're about as strong in melee as our reinforcements. Can use him to clean up with his AoE. And he has level. So should we lose this, we'll be able to go back, give him some levels. Let's get some footmen. Footmen actually can stand and fight these guys. Oh, I forgot about that dude. We want to drop fire on him. Yeah, he's worth a ton of gold. So we want to make sure we get him when we see him. Just a little help here. You'll see he summons guys. The best way to get him is obviously with the Rain of Fire, but we don't have that currently. Can we kill him? And we did. Awesome. So let's summon enemy. We get a summon enemy. Let's summon the next wave, and we get a new enemy, the ghosts. Tortured spirits that roam the waste seeking release from their eternal suffering. Only vulnerable to magic, does not follow paths. Unblockable. Does not follow paths. I wonder what the ramifications of that are. But either way, we are going to certainly need... I want to get lots of Necromancer towers to help us tie down these lanes. And our hero does magic damage. So wherever we see the ghost forming up, we can go ahead and send in Bonehart to deal with them, hopefully. So like we see them coming from up here, we can send Bonehart out. Although honestly, this tower is probably going to do just fine. Yeah, we'll summon early again. And we'll... Yeah, I can't imagine they can't hold them. There's just no way. Let's send him down here, and we can drop some fire there. The abominations are pretty big boys. And we don't want them getting through. Almost got it. Could honestly probably get another necromancy tower right there. And we really need the necromancy tower simply because... Yeah, let's move him back. Arcane tower should handle it. But we really need more things blocking up the ground. Luckily, we're mostly able to one-shot them. Let's drop some fire. Come on, Dwarf. Yeah, I think we just go ahead and rush another Necromancer tower. It'll help with all of this, essentially. And unfortunately, these werewolves, I think, are resistant to magic. So we don't want to lean too hard into that. Yeah, they have a low resistance. So we certainly don't want to only build... Get summoned early once again. Man, I'm sorry guys, I totally spaced out for a second and glossed over the lichens. But essentially when you nearly got them killed, they turn into these types of werewolves. And when they attack your melee characters, they can turn them into these, the standard werewolves. So they're very dangerous, and they're a pretty high priority target that you want to focus down, if at all possible. Bonehart's already up to level 8. We now have Furnace Blast, and I think we can look to upgrade this here. Let's see if we can... Oh, and he managed to escape the Headless Horseman. The more wizard towers we get, the higher damage that they will do. Oh no. Can we stop him? Maybe. No, we're gonna leak. He only counts as one, but that still sucks. And we have another new enemy, the Phantom Warriors. Specters of ancient warriors, their cold presence snuffs the life out of the living. Only vulnerable to magic, and they have a death aura. It's pretty spooky. Let's drop fire on the Headless Horseman, see if we can kill him, get ourselves some nice gold, and finally get our secondary dwarf. We perhaps waited too long to get the second dwarf. I can see that being a contributing factor to us being overrun. He has a death aura, whatever that means. He's obviously great at killing our guys. He has huge attack. Hopefully when he dies, he doesn't kill all nearby. Okay, because that would suck pretty hard. All right, here they go again. The ghosts are coming from the crypts. Get some more furnace blasts going. Call a bit early. Get another necromancy tower. And I think we'll get another one here. Or perhaps an arcane, just to do the most single target damage possible. We'll drop fire on these grouped up A-bombs. I hope they can't turn skeletons into werewolves, because that would suck. That seems abusive to me. Get some knights. Would also probably be a good idea to get something like Twister. Anyone that gets close to the end of the map, the Twister will bring them back to where we can damage them. We'll call early once again. It's a bit risky. We'll see where he stops moving, and then we'll drop fire on him and get him. Nice. Alright. That feels pretty good. We should have the magic damage that we need to take them out. And we'll summon those like quickly at the last second. Alright, the Twister's going to scoop them up. They're invulnerable to physical damage, but we do need to slow them down. And we got him. And we may want to consider placing something more physical up here. And wouldn't be surprised to see Bonehart get up to level 9 here, if we can just kind of keep him in the fight. And we may just want to get the tribal axe throwers. They do decent damage, especially versus these guys, because they don't have any real armor. And if we're going to summon early, we need to use our Rain of Fire first. Some more Twisters. We can get another Death Knight. Bring him back over here. Get ourselves some Crusaders. Could even get some Pestilence. That would probably be a very good ability to have. It's magic damage, it's AoE. Well, we inadvertently kind of picked a good hero. This, of course, doesn't do anything to these enemies, but it will be good against the Lycans that are coming up soon. So let's drop some fire. Can we kill him? We'll drop fire. Yeah, let's get some Pestilence. We're on wave 12 of 15. So full moon coming. There they go. There we go. Lots of Pestilence. And we could even get some Knights Templar down here to help. Yeah, the Twister there is going to save us. We're going to leak more werewolves? That's unbelievable. God dang it. Well, that sucks, guys. Obviously, I don't want to, like, fail and show you guys that. But I think, honestly, all we needed to do was, as good as Bonehart is against these magical heroes, it's not really necessary. I think if I was going to change what I'm doing here, I don't know how much of this I would change. I might take out this Necromancy Tower and put a crossbow fort here. And then perhaps make this another Necromancy Tower, or Arcane. They really are very resistant to magic. And they're able to heal fighting off all of these weak skeletons.
To battle! Freedom!
Blackbird fly!
We could get maybe a core drill on each of our dwarves. And make our Knights Templar much stronger. Giving them that bleed attack, arterial strike, and just giving them each another 50 HP is huge. They'll be able to survive a lot of the worst that the A-bombs do. We can summon early. I don't think we need to be too afraid to do that. And we did manage to reach level 9. There we go. Let's get the core drill and get critical mass there. We can get it here as well. And these dudes are bunched up pretty hard. So don't worry, guys. I know I failed just a little bit here, but I'll certainly do this in my free time. I'll get 3 stars. And we'll knock it out. This is the first time I've done this level in I don't know how many years. And yeah, level 9 there on Bonehart, which feels good. And these are definitely levels you want to be using a level 10 hero on. They're not that easy. We can use our totems to grant some weakness and to reduce casting. Make sure we kill that guy. If we get them the Holy Grail, they have a chance to not die, which is pretty sweet. Not very useful against these particular characters. So what the game is kind of trying to teach you on this level is you have to spread out how you distribute your damage, right? If we didn't have magic damage in this bottom corner, it looked like the magic guys were only coming from these two levels, or these two lanes rather. But if we hadn't built, let's say, the arcane tower here, that wave might have just absolutely destroyed us. Alright, let the plague do some damage. We'll let them bunch up, and then we'll drop some nice hot fire on them. Not that dangerous if you get them before they mix in with your guys. Look how much gold we have. I mean, it's honestly just a little silly. Oops. It's okay. And we can greatly reduce the cooldown on the core drill. Alright. The golems are pretty nice. They do help block up the lane, but there are probably other more melee focused heroes that do it better. Alright. That Dwarf has absolutely huge range. That feels pretty good. And that's wave 15. This is probably the last enemy. Ghostbusters. So no ghosts escaped. That's good. Just the werewolves. 2 stars. Not super proud of that, but I hope you guys still enjoyed it anyway. And if you're playing along at home, I think it's pretty easy to see how you're supposed to do that. And we pretty much did it. If Bonehart had been level 10 or something like that, his stats are already much better than they were when we first started. And let's see, with 10 we can go ahead and get him another Spine Rain. Play Carrier. And I think if you're going to do that, you might as well do this. Call that good. Alright guys, that was fun. Who haven't we used yet? We haven't used Kutsao. And we haven't used Saitam. And I think those are the only 2. Perhaps we can look to use them in the upcoming levels. Here we have the Dusk Chateau, which we just unlocked. Very fun level, but extremely difficult on the harder version of this game. We're playing like normal difficulty right now, but if we were playing the hard difficulty, I remember this being like an extreme pain in the butt to beat. And we have this left, and I think the Sunken Citadel is also the only other. These are the 2 last levels. I want you guys to know that I do plan on playing the 3rd game in the series, Origins, Kingdom Rush Origins. I recently purchased it on Steam, so it's installed and it's good to go. I'm just waiting to until I finish these last 2 levels, upload them, and yeah, hope you guys that are watching this do enjoy it, and you know, you stick around and watch the 3rd game. It's not going anywhere on the channel for a long time, considering that the 4th game also has recently dropped. And I hope they add that to Steam sometime in the near future, so that I can also make videos on that to show you guys. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. My name is Brett. My channel is Good Talk Gaming. I appreciate you watching these videos. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me out a lot. And like the video if you did in fact enjoy it. I would appreciate that. So thank you guys once again. Happy holidays and take care. I will see you in the next one.